Have you noticed that we live in a tropical climate these days? There is no difference between weather in St. Louis and weather in Santo Domingo. It's hot as HE double hockey stick, and it rains every day for 1 hour or so. It's a very typical tropical climate. And if you go to tropics, you know how lush and green these tropical areas can be. Things are growing like crazy. And by things, I mean weeds are growing like crazy. With rain every day, you give them 5 days and they are 5 feet tall. So I've been spending at least 3 or 4 hours every week pulling the weeds out from around our campus, because again, if you don't, they will be taller than you are. And doing this, I have discovered that weeding and gardening in general is a great way to relax. It's a great way to find inner peace. And to be frank, it's one of the few things that keeps me sane these days. You know, weeds don't talk back to you. They don't argue with you. They don't ask you if you gained a pound or two. Weeds are quiet. And you can just say in your head, off with you, and pull them one after another. It's very relaxing, very peace-filling. Perhaps it is working like that for me because what I do for a living is very different from gardening and weeding. Now, you pay your priest to think, to read, to talk, and to listen. So whenever I don't have to think and read and talk and listen, it's very relaxing. Whenever I don't do what I have to do in my position, it takes me outside of my day-to-day environment. It is important that we find whatever it is that will give us time to relax, to recenter, and find peace in our lives. But as Americans, we are overworked, overstressed, and of course underpaid. I have read a study that has proven, statistically speaking, that Americans work longer hours than any other industrialized nation in the world. Usually we think of people from Asia, Japan or Taiwan, who are hardworking and never take any vacations. But that study found out that Americans work 137 hours per year more than Japanese people do. You are workaholics. You spend too much time earning a living. And then you wonder why you are so stressed. You wonder why you have no time to be happy. You wonder why you are sick all the time. Because we work too much. We think that a job will give meaning to your life. You think that the longer hours you work, the more you earn, the higher status you will possess. And so we live in this constant rat race that does not give us any time to do your own proverbial weeding. You see, Jesus in the gospel today sends Many disciples. Notice that Luke says 72 others. Usually we think of 12 of them, right? So now the number is growing. There is more than 12. There are 72, and he sends them and tells them, be witnesses of my peace. When you enter into a home, tell them peace be with this household. Now, how can you bring peace to others if there is no peace in your life? If your life is a constant, never-ending rat race, how can you bring peace to anyone else? We have to do something about our work ethics. It is all about working longer, earning higher wages, and climbing the ladder. There is more to life than that. Sometimes I am guessing if my grandmother came to this country without me knowing, and she told you all what she told me when I was growing up countless of times. You see, my grandma was German. She was actually a daughter of a Nazi officer, and one of her favorite sayings was, "Pain is good. Pain makes you harder." I think we believe my grandma. We have become addicted to pain of constant work, of never taking vacations, of not doing what gives us pleasure and joy because we have to save for retirement. And then many of us don't live long enough to enjoy that retirement. Pain may be good in a small dosage, but ignore my grandma. Peace is better than pain. We've got to find a way to find that inner peace. Jesus in the gospel says, the laborer deserves his pay. You deserve your day off. You deserve your vacation days. Don't feel bad about taking them. Don't feel bad about doing something that gives you pure joy. And by the way, if you would like to help me weeding, please let me know. There is lots of areas that I can put you and you to work with me. But whatever it is that helps you to relax and recenter yourself, don't wait any longer. Don't wait until one day you have a stroke or heart attack and you can't afford to do the things that give you joy and peace. When I was in Spain several years ago, one of the bartenders asked me if I know what is the main difference between Europeans and Americans. And I had the answer. Apparently it was the wrong answer. I told him that for Americans, 100 years is a long time, and for Europeans, 100 miles is a long distance. It is true, but it's not what he had in mind. He said, for you Americans, you live to work. We work to live. We have to stop living in order to work, to make a living. Work is here to make our life complete and better, not the other way around. Whatever you do in your life, don't live to work. Work to have a happy and peaceful life. Amen.